Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Be Determined. Hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about how to beat tier 1 and tier 2 blaze slayers even if you're not that rich. We're going to show you everything that you absolutely need to beat this slayer. But before we get into that, please make sure that you're subscribed. We just hit 300 subs today, which is insane. You guys have been showing so much support lately. We've been getting about 100 subs a week, which is insane. So we're still on our grind to 1,000. So if you want to help us get to that, be sure to hit subscribe. And if you join the Discord before we hit 1,000 subs, you can get the OG roll. So be sure to do that. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Alright, so today we're going to talk about how to beat tier 1 and tier 2 blazes. So before we get to killing those, we're going to talk about the gear that you're going to need, which is really important. To beat a tier 1, you really don't need anything specific, but a pair of sorrow boots definitely helps. That true defense is going to be really important for holding up against this boss, and it's really going to help you survive the fight, plus you'll get a little bit of extra magic find. So it's really a win all around. Now, I cannot really judge anything outside of my combat level, which is kind of unfortunate because I am combat 50, which is a lot higher than a lot of people. So I do get 200% more damage dealt to mobs, and everyone that is fighting this boss is going to have at least combat level 19. So you're going to have around 76% more damage to mobs at least. So I'm going to be dealing a lot more damage to this boss. So the main thing that you're going to want to focus on, as long as you're not dying, is your damage. So to survive the boss, first off, besides the sorrow boots, you're going to want some high defense armor and some good damage armor as well if you can help it. So like strong dragon at least. I'm going to try and beat this boss in strong dragon, but really the main thing is going to be survivability. But if you're not struggling with survivability and you can beat the boss if you had enough time, but you're struggling with the amount of time that it takes to kill the boss, if he's despawning before you can get the kill, then you're going to want to focus more on getting more talismans, increasing your combat damage, or getting a better power stone set for your talisman bag. Also, you can focus on reforges and things like that, hot potato books on your weapons, all that stuff. Hets even can be a really important part of this. Alright, so what we're going to do today is we are going to try and defeat this boss while wearing 3/4 strong fierce with a pair of pure sorrow boots. Now, the best way to spawn this boss is of course on the Crimson Isle. It'd be nice if you can get a moody grapple shot, but I don't recommend it. If you're in strong dragon armor, then you should definitely be spending that 3.5 million coins on something more worthwhile. So the location that we're going to is at the far end of the island, opposite the side of spawn. The coordinates are around -300, -1000. And you can find an NPC here to buy this grapple shot from. He's right here at -288, -981. You can talk to him and buy a moody grapple shot if you want. Then you're going to come in here, if you can, grab them with the grapple shot and smack them here. Now, for the sake of this video, I am going to kill these guys with my Maxor set, just make it go by a little bit faster. But if you guys are wearing strong dragon armor, I don't recommend fighting these guys. I do recommend fighting the guys that spawn. So these guys that spawn are up here. There's some to the right here. You go where Blade Soul is, turn and go up the stairs, and you can see the name tags already. They're all up here. If you don't have the grapple shot, you can come in here and just smack them around. But if you're dying to these guys, then you definitely don't want to be fighting the boss, because these guys, they're a little bit tough, but the boss is way tougher. So if you are dying to them, then I recommend just waiting. If you haven't already gotten all your fairy souls, then definitely do that. There are some new ones on the Crimson Isle that they just added, which I haven't gotten myself, so I'm going to be doing that soon. But you just want to go around, get these guys out of the way. Now, I am using a legendary wolf pet at level 100, so that gives me a 30% XP boost. So I will spawn the boss 30% faster. That is by no means required at all. You can get a wisp pet for much cheaper. It's around 1 million coins, and you can level it up if you get Inferno minions or you buy a Gabagool from the bazaar. But I definitely recommend getting that wisp pet before you try and get a wolf pet to level 100 because it's way cheaper. Getting a legendary wolf pet is very worth it, but it's also very expensive. Alright, so we're about to spawn the boss, so I'm going to swap to my dragon armor set with the sorrow boots, and we're going to see how we do. I also have my ink wand in my inventory. I'm using a fabled reaper scythe for this with one for all, so probably won't have a weapon this strong, but honestly I think this is going to be pretty difficult, so we'll see. I'm using a mana flex power orb for heals, but no, dang, this is actually really easy. It looks like I get no healing from this one for all, but as long as you have like 100 true defense from the sorrow boots and other sources, like your talismans, then it looks like this is going to be a really easy fight. Getting good heals is definitely important as well, so as long as you can get Sorrow boots, it really doesn't seem to matter what else you wear. A Sorrow helmet would be nice if it is going to take you a while to kill the boss, but as long as you're dealing enough damage, you should be fine to beat this guy. Alright, I really didn't think that was going to be that easy, but this next boss is much more difficult. We're going to be talking about the Inferno Demon Lord tier 2 now. So you can see all his abilities here. He deals 100 plus 15% of your max health as true damage every second. You can match the attunement on your dagger to damage the boss, so you have to have 2 different daggers for this. He then splits into 2 powerful demons and spawns fire pillars once he gets down to 50% health. To destroy the fire pillars, you're either going to need a Wither Cloak sword, which is really expensive, like 25 million or something, or you're going to need to get this Droplet Wisp, which is way cheaper, like 1,000,000 coins. But the problem is you have to have this Droplet Wisp equipped if you're not going to pay that 25 million for the Wither Cloak sword. So if you can fight this guy, you might as well go to the back of the island, because these guys back here are still the best way to get this XP. So I'm going to be using that Moody grapple shot once again and teleport all the way back here. Now, if you don't have trouble with this boss, I have been able to kill this boss in full Maxor without the Sorrow armor. But if you do struggle with staying alive, then you're definitely going to want to keep that Sorrow armor on. You may even want to get multiple pieces, like a boots and leggings or boots and helmet if you don't have a Reaper mask or something like that. But here's what we're going to try. We're going to try it with the Sorrow boots, the Reaper mask, and we'll see how we go with half strong dragon armor. I'm pretty sure we're going to die here, but we won't be able to kill the boss in time, but we're going to see if we can do it. Now, I know the Reaper Mask is pretty expensive, currently going for about 8 million plus coins on the auction house, but I also don't have an Overflex orb, so if you don't have an Overflex orb, and you can afford this, I do recommend getting this, but it's definitely better to have better armor than strong dragon. This boss is going to be a lot more expensive to fight because you do require at least 3 things to beat it. Number 1, you need either a Droplet Wisp or a Wither Cloak sword, and number 2, you're going to need these 2 daggers, the Fire Dust Dagger and the Twilight Dagger. You can't have one, you have to have them both. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to kill these guys with my normal setup, and when I get close to spawning the boss in, I'm going to swap in that other dagger. Because to damage this boss, it swaps between 4 different phases, and you can take on 2 of those phases with each dagger. So currently we're on the Spirit, so when he's in the Spirit phase, you hit him with the Spirit sword. When he goes to Crystal phase, hit him with the Crystal. So Spirit and Crystal are the same sword, you just right click to swap in between. And then there's the Fire Dust Dagger, which swaps in between Auric and Ashen. So you notice that it's color coded as well. So Auric is yellow and gold, like the golden sword. Ashen is gray and stone colored, like the stone sword. Spirit, iron, crystal, diamond. So it's pretty simple, but it still takes a lot to be able to take this guy out. Both of those swords go for a pretty good amount right now. They're going for about 1,000,000 coins to 2,000,000 coins each, so it'll take about 3,000,000 coins to buy both. To craft it, you need to have at least Blaze Slayer level 2. Then it takes 5 enchanted sulfur, a molten powder, and a stick. The molten powder costs quite a bit because you need 2 stacks of derelict ash and half a stack of amalgamated crimsonite. So that crimsonite costs about 500,000 coins for half a stack. So it's going to be about 900,000 coins for a full stack, which you'll need to get both. And then you're going to need 4 stacks of derelict ash to make both of the molten powder, and you'll need to use 1 molten powder for each sword. And then you've got to worry about enchants and things like that. There is a rare enchant book drop from these Smoldering Blazes, which is the Smoldering book. I have one of these chilling in here. They sell for about 4 million coins as of right now, and they increase your damage dealt to blazes by 3%. Now the problem with this is you can only apply these to 1 dagger at a time, and you need 16 of these books to make 1 Smoldering 5 book, and that is a lot of money. That's like 64 million coins for 1 dagger. For both daggers, that's like a good 130 million coins, which is a lot of money, and it only increases your damage to blazes by 15%. So as of right now, I think selling it is honestly probably a really good play, especially if you're struggling with this boss. That 3% damage increase is not going to help you that much. If you happen to get one of these books, then you should definitely sell it and pay for some new accessories or something of that nature, new reforges, things like that. Now, I am going to swap to my Maxor set just so I kill these guys a bit faster. When I get close to spawning the Demon Lord, I will swap back to the Reaper / Sorrow / Strong set. Okay, I just accidentally spawned the boss. I didn't realize I was that close. So we're going to swap to our armor set. We're going to swap to our weapons. And here we go. All right, here he comes. All right, our true defense is holding up really well right now. And our Reaper mask is increasing our healing enough so that we're not dying. Now, the real problem here is going to be that time. and also paying attention, because he has been on spirit for a little bit and I have not been paying attention. So you do have to pay attention to the color above his head, the auric. He's on auric now, so I need to try and get him up. I really want to get him up here if I can, but I need to be hitting him with auric and now crystal. So the particles around him will also change color if you don't want to do it in third person like I am, but I do think third person is a good idea. You can just see more, kind of tell what's going on a lot better. Now you are going to want a mana flex orb at the very least. I think for this fight it's going to be almost required. But I mean, mana flex is really easy to get, really cheap, so it shouldn't be a problem for anybody. Should definitely have done a good amount of wolf slayers before you're doing these blaze slayers. Now this is going to be our big stumbling block right here, is me fighting these guys, because I got the main boss down to 50% health and I just took a lot of damage. These guys do have a chance to deal like a ridiculous amount of damage per shot. So you see I got down to like 20% health there for a second. That was because one of them hit me really, really hard. See, they can hit for like half my health here. So you have to be careful with these guys and really just try and keep them at a distance if you can. The pigman guy is a bit harder to keep at a distance. He runs a little faster and has a little more reach, but keep them at a distance if you can. If you're dying to them, then I don't really know what to tell you. You just gotta kind of progress in the game until you have enough defense to handle these guys. Now keep focusing on keeping that mana crystal down, because that will also... Oh, the other one just died. Here we go. Alright, so now he's going to start throwing the fire pillars. You can see it spinning above his head. He just threw it over here. You have to come over, hit it before it blows up. It is like the Enderman boss, but much more annoying. Now, he has a minute and a half left on him at this point, so I've got to be careful and focus and make sure that I'm dealing damage, because I have to kill him in the next minute and a half or he's going to despawn. So this is a little bit difficult. Another thing you have to keep an eye out for here is if you're fighting them at this area of the map, this is where the ghasts spawn at. So the dive ghasts will dive on you or shoot fireballs at you if they're regular ghasts. And you just kind of got to pay attention and try to not die, or only fight this boss during the day. But there we go. We just beat him, in spite of these ghast boys being annoying. So I did that incorrectly where I spawned him. I spawned him down here. What you really want to do is use your grapple shot and grab a blaze and just bring him all the way up. Bring him all the way up here. Instead of having to lure the boss up here, you can just pull this guy up here. Now the grapple shot does not actually work on the boss, so you got to make sure you're aware of that. But that right there is the cheapest way to beat the blaze tier 1s and tier 2s, and the best strategies to beat them. If you do still struggle while fighting these guys, then really the best advice that I can give you, increase your combat skill, get more accessories, get a better power stone. I have forceful right now, and focus on getting better armor, better weapons, better reforges, things like that. But really that combat skill is very, very, very important in fighting this boss. The difference between level 19 and 50 is tremendous. Now, if you're all the way up at 60, then congratulations. You should probably be fighting the tier 3s and tier 4s. The reason I'm not fighting tier 3s and tier 4s is because I currently don't have that high level daggers that I need to. I haven't grinded this Slayer enough. Once you hit Blaze Slayer level 4, you unlock the next dagger recipes. And once I get those, I may attempt to fight the tier 3. So if you guys want to see me make a guide on how to kill the tier 3, then be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments. But that's all for me today. Alright guys, I hope you did enjoy. I really appreciate you all dropping in to watch. And just so you know, my next single is coming out very, very soon. The release date should be announced in the next few days, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. I will be announcing it on my Twitter. There's a link to that in the description, or in my Discord, which is also linked in the description. But thank you guys so much. I will see you in the next one. God bless.